Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a request to color from this book. It's called Inspired Modern Art Designs, and I did a flip through of this book a number of videos ago. And so yeah, one of my subscribers wanted to see a coloring chat out of here, so thought I would get this video out of the way, seeing as how it's kind of been out there for a while. And I also had another request, coloring with my glitter gel pens, and I'm like, what a combo, right? And I'm killing two birds with one stone. So I thought this type of pattern is right up my alley. Let me get the spine down a little bit. And I'm going to color just with my 10 set of Sargent Art glitter gel pens. Love, love, love this set. It is just a small set, but it has all your basic colors. I use this an awful lot. And another reason I really like these is because you can get boxes of 25 refills. Well, not refills. They're not just the little tubes. They're actual pens. I wish they would sell just the refills of specific colors, but they don't. They sell the whole pen. But you can get any one of those 10 colors in boxes of 25. So, of course, I have all of them. Initially, I did not order the silver, but now that I have all of those mosaic coloring books from Color Questopia, I have been going through a lot of glitter or silver glitter gel pens, so I did just purchase the set of 25 silver. So I do have all the other colors. I did bring over the 3 colors that I plan on using in this pattern. One of my favorite color palettes, besides the purple and pink, or purple, pink, and blue, which is what I was going to do on here, is the yellow, orange, and red. Love that color combo. So that's what we're going to use today. Like I said, brought some extras along in case one of mine goes dry, because I'm not sure how full they are in this set. So I'm going to pull out the yellow, orange, and red. Yeah, the yellow looks like it's getting a little empty, so red should be pretty good to go. Okay, now the individual had asked, okay, how do you start coloring one of these? How do you determine, you know, what colors to use, how many, things like that. Let me zoom you in just a tad so you can see this pattern up close. One of the things I do is I look at, okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines here, okay? You could go with 6 different colors. You know me, I like my more limited color palette. So you could go with, you know, what else divides into 6 evenly would be 3 or 2. I possibly would have done only 2 colors, but then I look at these, and here is 3 squares. So I opted to go with 3 colors in here and then use those 3 colors in here. Now you could also go with maybe 2 here and then completely different 3 colors here, or 3 here like I'm doing, you know, where you have the warm colors. Then maybe go with cool colors for this. And I may end up doing that. I may end up doing all of these yellow, orange, and red. And then maybe these I will do so that I have a lot of contrast. Maybe I'll do the pink, purple, blue. I think I will do that, just so that these kind of pop. There's going to be so much yellow, orange, and red. So yeah, I think I will do that. Then we'll have the warm colors and we'll have cool colors in this. So yeah, all right. So the other question that I had in regard to coloring with glitter gel pens is, what do you do if they stop working? Anybody that colors with gel pens of any sort, whether they're glitter gel pens, metallic, pastel, neon, the regular ones, they are going to periodically stop working no matter what type, no matter what brand. Even these, like I said, that are my absolute favorite, they color so smoothly. You know, they will periodically stop. There are two ways of getting the gel pen going again. The most common that I have seen, I'm just going to pretend this is, well, let me see, I have a piece of paper over here. The most common that I have seen is people will tap it on a spare sheet of paper, and that will get it going again. The thing that I do most, let's say I'm coloring along and yeah, the thing stops. I just flick my wrist a couple of times really hard off to the side and it gets it going. And I think what happens is there gets to be a little air bubble down in here so the ink doesn't come out. There's a teeny little roller. We can't really see it, but there's, like any ballpoint pen, there's a little bitty ball in the very tip of a glitter gel pen or any pen of this type for that matter. Sometimes that little ball stops rolling, or sometimes there's a little bitty air bubble or something in there. By shaking it down, it kind of brings all the ink down. You'll also notice sometimes there's like maybe a space, you know, a teeny little space where you can see there's air in between. So if I see that when I first start coloring with a glitter gel pen or any gel pen, again, I flick it off to the side a few times. That helps bring all the ink down and you no longer have that little air bubble in there. So again, that's just what I do. Now, if you have wrist issues, things like that, you wouldn't want to do my trick of flicking it, you know, like that. You probably want to do this method, and that works too. Sometimes I don't have a spare piece of paper, or I have to, you know, get one out on I want to say dresser, not my dresser, my end table next to me. I just don't feel like doing that. So yeah, I just go off to the side, flick my wrist a couple times, and I'm ready to go. So that is what I do. All right, so let's get going at this. That's a little too far. How I start coloring my patterns, and I'm going to open all three of these because they really don't dry out. I've already left these open all night long and I've never had a problem. Typically, I start somewhere, not necessarily around the outside, because the pattern is always cut off around the outside. You can't really get a really good look-see at the whole design. So I always start somewhere down in here, you know, more in the middle, so that you can do the whole pattern and just see what it's going to all look like. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start right here on this one. All right, so we're going to start with the yellow, and to make it easier yet to do the coloring, even though now, just to show you, I am not going to do this. Most of the time when I am coloring a pattern, after I get my initial one done on how I want it to look, after that, I will go through and I'll color all the ones that are coming straight down. I'll go, you know, then I will turn my book and I will do all of these. Then I'll turn my book some more and I will do all of these. So I'm not constantly flipping my book around. Now, like I said, when I do my first, in this case, cube, I will do all of it just so I can see what it's going to look like. And that's just kind of what I do. So we'll do the yellow. And so I do, for the most part, kind of plan my patterns out a little bit, but not totally. This time I kind of am. Sometimes you, especially if the pattern is more detailed, and it looks a little bit more busy, I will go with a few more colors because I am one, I do not like two colors next to each other if it is at all avoidable. So if it is kind of a busy pattern, I can't really determine how many colors I'm going to need. I will pick a few more colors than normal. So then I will go with 4 or 5 colors. I have no idea where in those cases I'm going to be putting down what color. So I wing it and I'll start with one color and put that color in. And then I'll see, you know, look at it and think, okay, I want this color next to that. Do that one, see how it looks, you know, so you kind of just, I kind of eyeball it and see what color I want where, so you can kind of spread the colors out a little bit. So that is our first side of the cube. So let's go up here. Let's do this side of the cube. Now I got yellow, orange, so red will be here. And I think what I'm going to do then, now that oh no, I have my whole set here. Just for the demonstrations, I won't need the refills here because I don't have the pink, purple, and blue refills, but hopefully I'll have enough in those pins where I won't need the additional pins. Now this one's nice and easy because of the thick lines, and I like that. Oh, sure, Lisa, you go up here and do that one. That's not what I meant to do. Oh yeah, I am doing this cube. See, it gets, when I looked at it from the side, then it looked like, oh, never mind. Never mind. It kind of looked different here from this angle. Like I was doing the wrong section here. But yes, love my glitter gel pens, you know that. And yes, I have a huge supply. And then as I run low on a color, if I'm working a lot with the Sargent Art gel pens, like my purples were running low, so I ordered another box. I will link this book, this 10-pack of the Sargent Art glitter gel pens, and then I will link just one of these colors down below, these sets of 25. But if you're looking for a different color, so for instance, if I link maybe the purple ones, of course I'd pick purple, right? Down below, and you click on that link and it takes you over to Amazon, you can always look for different colors then if you would want something else. $7 for 25 pens. So I didn't think that was too bad at all. All right, let's turn the book again and let's do this side. Again, starting out with the yellow. Now, because this one has such thick lines, this could very easily have been colored with alcohol markers because this book is single-sided. And it would have gone much, much faster. But because I did also have that request about coloring with my glitter gel pens, like I said, I thought I would kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get a couple things off of my video to-do list. So then I can move on down my list next week. Okay, so we'll finish up the red. Then I'm going to get out the pink, purple, and blue. Like I said, that wasn't planned at all. That was just kind of a split-second decision. We can change our minds, right? Because, yeah, as I'm coloring this in, I probably would have changed it anyhow. Doesn't that look cool? I like that. I like that. Another combo, if you need 4 colors, is the yellow, orange, red, and brown. That's another neat color combo, especially like around Halloween time. So let's get out the pink, purple, and blue. And I think I'm going to do, let's see, I think, do I want to do pink? Because these are so bright. I think I'll do purple on the outside, and then pink, and then blue on the inside. So let's do that. And just so I can see how it's going to look all the way around, I'm going to do all 4 of these. Guess I didn't nearly need to do that one, but let's do all 5 of them then. Shouldn't take us real long. Okay, then we'll go ahead and see. Now this would be another thing as I am coloring in all the rest. I probably would go through, color all of these this way, then turn the book and color them the other way. So I always try to make things as easy as I can, because it's always easier coloring when your hand is at the right angle, right? Well, that's especially true with gel pens, where you want to see as few of the lines with the glitter gel pen as you can. And kind of your water-based markers too, because water-based, as anybody that colors with water-based markers knows, water-based does streak. No matter what you do, it's just the nature of the beast, right? Whereas alcohol markers don't streak so much. Make sure that's dry. Whoops. We don't want blue, do we? Yeah, the water base streak. So then again, you may want to, color so that you get the least amount of streaks as possible. But, sometimes streaks are okay. Like I said, when you're coloring with water-based markers, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And I know that, the streaks don't bother a lot of people, and that's great. I am one where I guess it kind of bugs me a little bit, and I wish it didn't. When Zoe Archer had her channel, she was the water-based marker queen. Zoe, we miss you if you're watching. Please come back. But yeah, she colored pretty much exclusively with her water-based markers, and she did a fantastic job with them. Her Statler 326s, I think, were her favorite. And yeah, that girl could really color with them. Okay, so we will get this first section done and see how it looks. Now, a lot of times if the patterns are smaller, most of the time, excuse me, I will do like a number of them. And then, I would do these just so I can get a sense of how that whole section is going to look. Then I can determine what other colors I'm going to want to put around where. So I kind of play it by ear, So that is kind of what it's going to look like. All right, so let's just continue on, and yeah, we will do our color and chat. So, should I start up in the corner? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to, whenever I color with gel pens, because I am right-handed, I always start on the left, work my way right, or top to bottom, so that I'm not putting my hand in the ink and smear it. So I'm going to work my way up this way, and then these, like I said, I kind of do them all in the same direction at the same time, but because this is a color and chat, I'm just going to go up this first row and then go with the next color. And on and on. So we'll see how far we get with this. Oh, there goes the sun. Hope it doesn't get too shadowy here. So how is everybody doing? I hope you all are well and coping well with this situation we are all in yet. I know some of the states are, partially at least lifting some restrictions, including Wisconsin. We did open up a few things, but of course most things are still closed. Our golf courses opened, but the clubhouses and I think golf carts are not allowed. You still have to, you're only supposed to be golfing with your immediate family. Yeah, right. I doubt everybody's going to be abiding by that. Because if you know any golfers, all winter long they go through withdrawal around here. They have to get their golfing fix in. So yeah, I'm sure were pretty upset that all the golf courses were closed. So we have a golf course out here on 29 and Highway 29, and yeah, I seen some people out there already today. I had to run into Wausau and pick up groceries from Walmart, and yeah, seen some of them out on the golf course, and they looked very happy. We do also have our dog groomers open again. Oh my gosh, thank heavens. Bella is so shaggy, but even more than that, I mean, she could, survive with long fur, but her claws are getting grown out, and if I wouldn't have been able to get her in, I was going to have to try to trim them myself. And I know it's like big deal, so you got to trim your dog's nails. Well, she doesn't like her feet being held. Plus, I am nervous to do it. I am so afraid that I'm going to cut into the quick and she's going to yelp on me and she's going to bleed all over. And yeah, so, and on her nails, I was looking this morning, it's really hard because her nails are darker. Really hard to see where the quick comes up to on her nails. So it's like, how do you know how far down to trim the nails when you can't really see that quick? Which, if you don't have a dog and you don't know what a quick is, it's kind of where the blood supply comes down into the nail. It comes down to a certain point, and then the rest is just nail. And then you trim back, of course, before you hit that blood supply or that quick. So you trim before that because you don't want to hit that. So yeah, unless you're familiar, and if we would have started puppy on with her and she would be used to us holding her paws, it probably wouldn't be so bad, and I would be used to it too. But yeah, I've never been good with cutting dogs' nails. And she does go for at least 2 walks a day. Probably 3 walks a day on the weekends. So they do get wore down some on the, the concrete of the sidewalks. But not enough. So when I first went online to set up her grooming appointment, I like this one specific groomer who's just so awesome with Bella. And so I always set up her appointment with Alicia, who is the groomer that I like at PetSmart. And she did not have any appointments until June 6th. I'm like, what? Poor Bella is going to be like she's going to have to get sheared like a sheep by then. But yeah, her nails would, oh. But I booked the appointment. Then, yesterday, I was thinking, because the groomers just opened up again, I bet they didn't have their website updated. Because, before we had some additional, businesses that were able to open, we were first going to be, opening up stuff as of June 1st. So I'm like, maybe they didn't update their website and it's still going according to, June 1st, where they could first schedule appointments. So I went on there this morning, and sure enough, there are additional appointments available. However, Alicia was still booked out. She must be a popular groomer there. She is so nice, and she just, like I said, does so well with Bella. And so yeah, I always like to have it with her, but yeah, she is still booked out a number of weeks. So I thought, well, just to get her trimmed, it can always grow back, just like my hair. And so I went on the site and I looked for any groomer. And I'm getting her in next Saturday. Yay! Yay! Okay, let's do these coming straight down. Excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the yellow does start right out here. Can you see? Yeah, I'm in frame. So yay, Bella's gonna get trimmed up, finally. And last Friday night, this is Saturday, so not last night, but last Friday, I finally dyed my hair. I've been putting that off for months. I'm a procrastinator, so I end up dyeing my hair maybe twice a year. Instead of like every 6 to 8 weeks that a lot of people do, or at least every couple months. Yeah, not Lisa. So yeah, I dyed my hair. And then last Sunday, I got super brave. It must have been the fact that I had dyed my hair and they were still looking, so bad because my hair was so grown out and gross. And I had purchased this, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like a razor and a comb in one. And so then you wet your hair down, you take this razor comb and you can, it actually really feathers out your hair nice, which is how the whole top of my hair are. And my bangs were so long, they were going into my eyes practically. The sides of my hair, they typically are cut all the way around my ear. They were so long, they were almost to the bottom of my ear. I mean, really, really grown out. And so, yes, Lisa got brave. And I was, at first, only going to trim my bangs because that's what was bothering me the most. So I wetted them all down, kind of read the instructions on this razor comb that you had to wet your hair. And good thing it said that because, yeah, it does not cut on dry hair at all. They must be wet. And, oh, there goes my son again. And so, yeah, I wetted them down. Just started trimming and, didn't want to cut them too short. Trimmed them. Yeah, that didn't look too bad. And I thought, no, I want them a little shorter. Trimmed a little more. They turned out awesome. I was so proud of myself. So then I got really brave. And I wetted? Is that even a word? I wet the whole top of my head. And I proceeded to cut all of the stuff. I have my hair parted on the left so that my hair kind of goes to the right and feathers back, and then the left feathers back. Yeah, Lisa cut them. And guess what, folks? They looked awesome. I am so proud of myself. The only thing I'm not happy about is I took a scissors and I trimmed around my ears, and it was really hard to make that all even because I have little, I don't know, we used to call them sideburns on men. Well, I have these little, wispy pieces that come down in front of my ear then. Made those a little too short, but still doesn't look too bad. So the only thing I had left were the back, and I thought, I am not attempting the back. See, now this red pen is starting to stop, so I'm going to flick it a couple times, and it's back to normal. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah, it was starting to get a little... Anyhow, so, okay, so then I stopped with that. Thought, okay, I got it so that it's, the whole bangs, the top, the sides are all looking pretty good. Had to pat myself on the back because Heather was going to cut them for me. And I thought, no, I'm going to try this myself. They're driving me crazy. Forgot this orange. So, yeah, did that. Took a few pictures of myself, some selfies. Lisa does not take selfies normally. Sent them to Heather. I said, look what I did. And she thought, too, they looked pretty good. Now, however, I looked at those pictures, and first off, I'm like, God, Lisa, you look old. I do not like pictures of myself. Okay, so we know we end up with red, right? No, yeah, no, yes. Red, orange, yellow. So we know this one's going to be yellow. And I looked at that picture. Not only did I look old, it looked like I had a mullet. Because typically the back of my hair is actually shaved with a shaver up the back. It's that short. And then it kind of, I guess, not feathers out, but, the rest of the back of my head is just all kind of feathered down and kind of works its way down into the shaved part. Well, yeah, the back of my hair was so long, I was actually having to take my round brush when I blow dried my hair and actually curl the hair in back underneath so they didn't flip up. That's how long they were getting. Well, yeah, with the tops and the sides of my haircut, by having them so long in the back, it looked ridiculous. I told Heather it reminded me, I looked like Billy Ray Cyrus when he had his mullet. I'm like, no, that's got to go. So I just had everything cleaned up in the bathroom. And I decided, no, we're getting the scissors back out and that razor comb. We're going to do something here. I know it ain't going to be perfect, and Heather's going to have to fix this up for me, but I got to do something. So I get back out the scissors, and I just used a little itty bitty like craft scissors. Really sharp, pointy things, but they're, you know, real small. And, yep, cut straight across the back. Then I took that razor comb, kind of feathered it down off the top and down into that part that I cut. And it actually didn't turn out too bad, but the bottom is, I couldn't, you know, I was looking in a mirror with my back to the big mirror in the bathroom. So yeah, I was trying to trim my hair with the small mirror looking into the big mirror. Does that make sense? You know what I mean, don't you? So yeah, it looks okay, but yet it is kind of uneven, and then my neck itself needs to be, and we're running out of ink here. Let's see, here's the yellows. So, got a few of them left in there. This will last me a while, yeah. There is one color I think I'm starting to run low on. I can't remember. See, yeah, I just did it automatically. Did you hear me? I automatically started flicking before I even started coloring, because that's kind of how I get my gel pens working. All right. Okay, we missed the yellow down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nope, don't need one. Because 1, 2, 3, yeah, we start with orange on this one. Yellow, orange. All right, I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, we end up with red, orange. So I did screw that one up. Yeah, no biggie. See, that's why I said the ones around the edges are always harder to figure out. So red, orange, yellow, red, orange. I was right. Okay. I feel better now. So yeah, that was my experience with cutting my own hair. Like I said, they actually didn't turn out too bad, but Heather's definitely got to do something with the backs. So I'm hoping she can bring her buzzer down sometime this week, because we didn't have any time to do it last week. This past week, I should say. And, yeah, straighten it out for me a little in the back. The neck has to be shaved a little bit, you know, cleaned up. All that good stuff that my hairdresser normally does. And even when the hairdressers reopen again, oh my gosh, Jenny, my hairstylist, is always swamped. She's the busiest one at the salon. Anyhow, everybody loves her. She's got very thin, fine hair like I do, so she knows exactly how to cut my hair. Especially in the top back, I have them 2 horrible cowlicks. And they just kind of twirl around on my head in both spots. My mom always called them, you know, that's where my devil horns were. I said, yep. So, even when the salons open back up, I probably wouldn't be able to get into her for a month, because you can't book appointments ahead of time. I go to Cost Cutters, and just haircuts you cannot make appointments for. If you have a perm or a color, then those you can make appointments for because they're so long. You know, the appointments are a couple hours long. So those you can make appointments for, but not a haircut. So then you're just sitting there forever. Okay, so we got red, we got orange. Yellow, red, orange. Let's get them a couple yellows in here. Didn't do the top. Up here. So, yeah. So how is everybody else dealing with all of it? Any major services you are used to that you are no longer able to do? Are you one that always went and had your manicures and pedicures? I could really use a pedicure. I haven't had one in years, but oh my gosh. With summer coming now, yeah. I have so much, not thick skin, but you know, the calloused skin that builds up, especially over winter time. I would love to get that all off. I have tried on my own with one of those, I don't even know what you call them, but it's got like sandpaper in it that goes around, and you know, go around your heel and the ball of your foot and stuff with it. Well, yeah, that didn't work real well. But I guess it'll have to wait. And a manicure too. I haven't been, I think, since my son's wedding a few years ago. Had my nails and toes done. So I guess that doesn't affect me much, but I know there are a number of you out there that, you know, probably go have your nails done regularly, or here and there have a, here we go, it's quitting again. Boy, this pen is not doing good for me. Every once in a while I'll run across a bum pen where it's like no matter what I do, I can't get it going. I've even gone so far as, and many times this actually works, is I'll take a lighter, and not for very long, but just for a teeny weeny little bit, I'll put it on the tip, and that little bit of heat sometimes will get that ball in the end working again by heating up the gel ink. But like I said, you don't want to put it on there too long, or you're gonna melt it all. And of course, you wouldn't want to do that to any pen that has plastic down here. Typically, our gel pens are all metal down there, so. But, you know, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, and you end up just having to toss it. I very rarely have to actually toss a gel pen, though. But there are some times when you just, no matter what you do, you can't use it all the way to the end. You can see there's ink in it yet, but you just can't get it going. So, yeah, there are times you gotta toss them. Now, as far as the news about Bob, for my new subscribers, he had esophageal cancer about a year and a half ago. And last August, he had to go through and have his esophagus removed. Okay, let's do these. And was having problems with his throat closing back up. He has had a stent put in and removed more times than I can count. Well, he ended up having a permanent stent put in, and he was still having problems with that because he had so much pain. It was a permanent stent, so they needed a special tool to take it back out. Our hospital here, I don't know if this tool's made out of gold or what, but there is only a handful of facilities that has this tool, and not all around here either. I don't know if, you know, where Bob had his surgery in southern Wisconsin, if they had one down there. Anyhow, they did not get it in right away, so Bob was waiting for over a week to hear back from them to see when they could schedule his procedure and he could get that stent taken out, because, yeah, was not working for him. And finally, they called on Monday, and he had his procedure on Thursday. And of course, this time I could not stay at the hospital while he had it done because of the COVID. So the procedure itself only takes about a half an hour, but you know, with setting up the IV and all of that, and I think we're going to do these down also. You know, and then the post-op and all of that. It is just outpatient, but I came all the way back home. I mean, we don't live that far from Wausau, but, you know, it's a good 15-minute drive, 15, 20 minutes. So then they called me when Bob was done, and then I went in and picked him up. And on the way home, I asked him how he was feeling, and he says, good. He says, it feels better already. And I guess, because the doctor was supposed to call me, his Dr. Johnson was supposed to call me about how it all went, and he didn't, which kind of upset me because, you know, when you just come out of anesthesia and stuff, he never remembers exactly what the doctor all says, so I usually like to be there so that I can hear what he says. So I didn't get to talk to Dr. Johnson at all, or the nurse, or anything. But I guess it was ulcerated down there by the stent. And that's another reason why he was having so much pain in his chest, because it's actually way down in his chest where the esophageal cancer was. And so, yeah, typically when you think of esophagus, you think of it up in your throat. You don't think of it down in your chest, but yeah, that's where the stent and everything was put in. And plus the stent, the permanent stent, the only one they had was just a little bit too long. I don't know why they can't shorten it, but yeah, it was just a tad too long, and so it went below the esophagus into kind of the stomach area, just a little. So that probably didn't help either. The only problem now with it being out is his throat has always closed back up again without a stent being in there. So time will tell. They said everything, you know, besides the ulcerations, which will heal. Everything else looked good, though. So we shall see how he does with the stent out. Forgot what he said he ate this morning that was having problems going down, but he thinks it was just because he tried swallowing too big a bite, which is typical for Bob. He is so used to eating so fast that it's hard for him to slow down. And I know, I know what that's like. When I had my bariatric surgery, way back when, gosh, it'll be 8 years in December now, this coming December. Wow, so it's been over 7 years ago. I had to learn also to take smaller portions, smaller bites. You swallow less at a time, and boy, when you're good and hungry, that is really hard to do. So I know, you know, when I see him taking huge bites, I have to remind him, but I know how hard it is. Which leads me to my next thing is, and I'm too scared to go in at this point, but I've been having a lot of problems swallowing now. And yeah, it is starting out exactly how Bob's was. Now, what Bob and his doctor initially thought what Bob's was is, I guess periodically, or not periodically, I should say, occasionally as we age, our esophagus, for some reason or another, can start shrinking in and actually getting smaller. And it, you know, doesn't happen to everybody, but to some people it does. And so that's what they thought initially was happening to Bob. And they thought they would just have to go in and stretch his esophagus back out. No biggie, very common, easy procedure. Well, that's when they found the tumor and ended up being cancerous and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it really makes me nervous. I'm taking a wait and see attitude. Number one, because of COVID and, all of that. Number two, I think, it seems more to be with certain foods than others. And maybe I, too, I'm taking too big of bites and not chewing well enough, maybe trying to swallow too much at once. But I never seemed to have a problem until this past, I don't know, probably not even a year. Maybe since last fall or so. But yeah, really, really nervous about it. So no, I'm not going in at this point. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of take a wait and see, kind of like Bob did. But I kept telling him he should go in and have that checked out. So I suppose now he's gonna say that to me. Paybacks are out. What do they say? So, yeah, we'll see how that goes too. We won't even want to think of the irony of that situation. But, yeah, we'll see how we both do. Boy, we're just quite the household here, aren't we? Let's see. How is everybody's weather by you guys? Our weather is so fantastic here. We are in the low 70s. Can you believe it? Yes, I said 70s. This past week we were only in the 50s. But then the thermometer slowly was creeping up. And yes, we hit 70 today. Woohoo! Can you tell I'm excited? We have not seen 70 in probably over half a year. I seen people were out mowing lawn, and that's why I had the windows open, but I closed them. People had laundry out on the line. Again, have not seen this for half a year, but yeah, I closed the windows because Bob was out mowing lawn. Yes, I actually let him mow. Shock, shock. And I know to many of you, you're like, what? Especially if you're a new subscriber. I always talk about I love mowing lawn. Not on a rider, a push mower. Love being outside. Love the smell of the fresh cut lawn. Love the exercise. And just how beautiful a manually mowed lawn looks. Now, with that being said, Bob was sick and tired of having to rake the leaves every fall. I have one tree, and that is a big, beautiful red maple tree in my backyard. And yes, this pen is really giving me grief. Yeah, I'm going to have to get out another red. I'll play with that a little bit more off camera, but for the color and chat, oh yeah, my reds are getting down there too. I only have about half a dozen left. Amazon, here we come. What was I saying? Okay, keep going. Okay, this will scribble sometime. To get them going, many times you do have to scribble it on a scrap sheet of paper because just flicking them with your wrist won't do it. Oh yeah, Bob getting sick of raking the leaves, which I can't blame him. You know, and I'll help him to the extent, but my back, number one, can't handle shoveling snow. So that is Bob's Bob's duty. He handles the outside work. I handle the inside work, except for mowing lawn. Because that, for some reason, doesn't kill my back. Raking leaves, however, kind of does. So that's, yeah. And so he has been looking for a riding lawnmower with a bagger on for a long time. And he finally found one. It's not brand new. It's an older one. But it has the bagger on. And so the lawn didn't really need to be mowed too bad, although the next door neighbors were mowing and, you know, not just to cut the grass, because it wasn't too overly long yet. Well, what is going on with these reds today? Oh, this one is low. I must have put this one back. Maybe that was one I was going to work on too. I'm going to leave them out this time. Let's scribble and get that one going. And so, yeah, he buys this John Deere riding mower with the bagger on. So I think he wanted to go play. So he was out mowing lawn. So I closed the windows. I had the windows open and the patio door here next to me. But because he was mowing and I was going to be recording, I figured I better close that door. And then before I hit the record button, he was coming by the kitchen windows. And yeah, it was still pretty loud in here, so I closed all the windows. Because you might not have been able to hear me. But when I'm done with this coloring chat, guess what the first thing I'm going to be doing is? I wanted to get these started, these videos recorded a little earlier, because with it being so gorgeous out, Lisa is going to take her little hiney outside and she's going to sit in the lawn swing out back. I'm going to take Bella with me. Bella loves it out there too. She didn't want to come back in the house before. I took her out to go potty and all she wanted to do was plop down, lay down in the grass. And there she stayed. I go, yes, dear, I know it is nice out here, isn't it? But I had things to get done in the house. So then Bob had come home and he took her for a walk around the block. So she got her exercise and she got her outdoors in. Okay, how is that looking? All right, let's start over with, oh yeah, put this one up there. I got to work on them, see if I can get them going. Let's work on these coming this way, and we'll do these 2 rows. Let me take a sip first. Ah, so good. So now I'll have to get myself a big jug of that, it's not diet, but it's lower cal green tea. It's the Lipton green tea. I don't drink it any other time of the year, but boy, I tell you, when I am done mowing and I am sweating my behind off and I'm so thirsty, nothing tastes better than to fill up this huge mug with ice and pouring myself this big glass of this green tea. Oh, so yeah, I gotta buy myself some of that. Darn, should have added that to my Walmart order. I didn't think of it. So yeah, because I'm hoping now next weekend, let's do this row too. That next weekend, if the lawn even needs it by then, I doubt it. Probably be the weekend after before the lawn really needs to be mowed again. It's got to thicken up and stuff a little bit. But yeah, got to get myself some green tea. Oh, you should see what Maddie did, speaking of lawns. Oh, that girl, she's going to be death me yet. She likes to go out in the lawn. And, you know, right now, all the little, I mean, they're really pretty. They're the little purple violets. And they're like the wild violets that are popping up all over in my lawn. And while they are really, really pretty, you know me and purple, their leaves of the plant are quite big, and they're everywhere in my lawn. They are taking over my lawn. So Maddie likes to go out in the backyard and she picks all the violets. That's like, fine. Can you get the leaves too? Get them by the roots, please, while you're at it. Whenever Bob takes Bella for a walk now, when the kids are here during the week, Maddie has to go with, oh, I should take a video of them sometime, because they go hand in hand down the sidewalk, because that's her papa. And where papa goes, Maddie goes. So she's got to hang on to Bella's leash, and they walk on down the sidewalk. And so, yeah, when she sees these little purple violets, as they're going for a walk, she's got to pick them and bring them back. She even brought back a dandelion. I'm like, what? Dandelions are out already? Gross. So I know my lawn will be getting yellow pretty soon. I always try to get them when I go around with a manually held weed sprayer that I have to water down. It's a weed concentrate liquid. And then we have a sprayer and you have to pump it and stuff. I go around the entire yard with that thing, and I get all the dandelions in the weeds. Well, you know, every year you got to do that because they keep coming back. Especially if your neighbor has a lot of dandelions, you eventually will have the dandelions. Because they just like to fly. Fly, flowers fly. Okay. Lisa's going a little crazy on this gorgeous, gorgeous day. Real sunny out too, but it is windy. Anyhow, let's get back to the subject at hand. I'm like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Maddie. Little cute Maddie. Maddie decided, okay, I'm going in Grandma's backyard. Well, first she wanted to be outside, and I don't really like her being out there by herself. But she is going to be 4, unbelievably so, in about a month, June 7th. And so I told her, okay, you can go up front. You can't go down by the road. Okay. So I was watching her out the front window periodically just to make sure. And no, she was being real good. It had rained earlier, shortly before that, so it was a little wet out. It didn't rain much, but it was enough to have water come down the water spouts on the corner of the house. So she had to take a bucket and catch that rainwater. And then she'd take this bucket and go over by my flower bed and dump it in there to water the flowers, because my tulips are coming up and stuff. My bleeding hearts. So yeah, she'd come over and water Grandma's garden. Well, eventually she got bored with that because no more water was coming down the drain spout because, yeah, it didn't rain that much. So then she went in the backyard and she proceeded to pick some of them pretty violets. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she can do that. Well, then I can't remember what Levi had gotten into. And I couldn't see her anymore, but I could hear her. I knew she was around the side of the house. So I knew she was okay. Well, she came in a little while later. And she was telling me how she, picked the pretty flowers. And I go, yeah. And she was saying she picked the grapes and the yellow ones and the other purple ones. And I'm like, grapes, yellow, purple. Oh no, Maddie, were you on the side of the house? Uh-huh. Yeah, here she picked my, I don't even know what they're called. Are they grape hyacinths or something? With the little balls on. They weren't really tall. But my daffodils, all my pretty flowers that were up on the east side of the house. She picked all the flowers off and threw them either into the rock, because I have decorative rock on that side of the house. Threw them either into the rock or onto the lawn. There went all my pretty spring flowers. I'm like, Maddie, you can only pick the little flowers that are in the lawn. You can't pick flowers that are up in the rocks. Oh, so I couldn't get mad at her. She didn't know. I'm like, oh, she picked my pretty flowers. But, oh well. There's always next year. Well, hopefully I won't be here next year. And we'll get into that in a little bit. First, I did want to mention that Arteza contacted me. And this started May 1st. So it started yesterday. But I thought I would include it in my color in chat. They have started May 1st through May 5th. There, I can't remember what her name is. Oh, Brenda Freeman. She is the CEO of Arteza. They are doing like 5 to 10 minutes. I think yesterday ended up being like 15 minutes because it was kind of an intro to it. And she talked about herself and who she was and things like that. So it was a little bit longer. But they plan on 5-minute sessions. So nothing too long. Live stream. So live on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which I've never used that app. And the time every day, again, the 1st through the 5th, is 5 p.m. Eastern. So you'd have to do some adjustments for your time zone. And she's going to be answering some of the questions that Arteza gets a lot. Taking questions from you guys. And hopefully addressing, any concerns. Maybe, I don't know, making some kind of announcements. I'm not sure. But mainly, I think it's to address any questions and concerns. Maybe suggestions from us. Things like that. So, if you are interested in that, I think it's kind of neat that Arteza is doing this. So again, that started yesterday and will run through the 5th, which is what, Monday? First, second, third, fourth, Tuesday. Get out my fingers and toes. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. And again, they're at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that would be, 4 o'clock Central Time. And would that be, 2 p.m. out on the West Coast then? I'm not sure. I don't know other people's time zones. I'm just concerned about my own. And a lot of times the Eastern time zone, because for some reason on a lot of stuff, it's this time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, this o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, I always know that they're 1 hour ahead of us. So then I can adjust accordingly. So yeah, they have that going on. So I did want to make sure I mentioned that. And we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. So before I talk about what I wanted to talk about, it has to do with the house, selling of my house. I wanted to go ahead, let me finish this red one, and pick the winner. If you watched my last color in chat, so I'm going to put this to the side. I did a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And let me zoom back out. Lordy, Lisa. Because it was 5,000 subscribers, I wanted to do a larger giveaway. And because I have quite a number of international subscribers, I also wanted to include all of my international subscribers. So I was doing a giveaway for a $50 gift card to Amazon. So today we are going to draw that winner. I had indicated in that color and chat that I was not going to be doing separate videos for giveaways anymore or for announcements of the winners. I'm always going to be dueling them, yes. I can't talk today. I'm always going to be doing them, the announcements during color and chat, so that people looking around, searching through YouTube for any giveaways, whether they are truly interested in them or not, they don't just enter all the giveaways for the heck of it. They won't be able to see my giveaways. So I have my iPad here. Isn't this pretty? Guess what? It matches. Okay. All right. So I have my iPad here. And I'm going to zoom you back in a little bit. Isn't that gorgeous? The background. Ooh, so pretty. Okay. I'm going to go into Safari. And I am going to go to YouTube so that I can get the address of that color in chat where I announced the giveaway. So we'll go to videos and we will go down to that color in chat that I did. And I want to stop the video as soon as it loads. I've been having so many problems with my internet, and I think it's just because it's so busy. I don't know. That's just my assumption. Anyhow, so this is the address of that video. All right, let's select all. No, we want to select all. Okay, let's get back out of there. Okay, and let's copy that. Now I want to go over to the website that I use to pick my winners, my random. I know a lot of people use random.org. I don't, because I like to use a keyword so that only the people that truly watch the entire video knows the keyword and enters. So I go to pickawinner.co. So we will go to that website. Okay. Oh, you can see my head. I'm going to go back here. I don't want you to see me. Let's move it up here. Maybe you won't see me then. You can see my phone up there, but that's about it. All right. Anyhow, okay, so we're gonna paste the YouTube link in here, and we are going to fetch. Now, I always put in a filter. We do not want duplicates, because if people answer and put in a keyword twice, they have 2 comments. I don't want them to have 2 entries. So rather than anything goes, we want our keyword filter. The keyword for this giveaway was color. And continue. Now, it doesn't matter whether you put color with a capital C, lower c, all in caps. It doesn't matter. There were 84 comments. Wow. Okay. Keep you in suspense for a little bit. I got to take a sip. I'm really dry today. All right. Are you guys ready? Drum roll, please. Ooh, that really shook my desk, didn't it? Earthquake. Here we go. Ready? The winner is Amanda Greenholtz. She says, "Hi, Lisa. Hope you're doing well and are staying healthy. Hope Bob feels better soon. Prayers for him." Thank you, Amanda. I've had my fair share of, and I don't know if she wants me to go into all of this. Typically, I like to read their comment. Gets into a little bit of things about her. So I'm not going to read this all. Just saying she loves how the picture is turning out. Thank you, Amanda. So you are the big winner. Yay! Of the $50 gift certificate, or e-gift card, I should say, we don't have gift certificates anymore, do we? Oh yeah, I guess we do. To the $50 Amazon, to the $50, Amazon gift card. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, get that out. So, Amanda, I need you to contact me via email. My email is always down in the description of every one of my videos. It is Lisa's, with an S, coloring at gmail.com. And get in contact with me and let me know. I believe I only need to know your email address. And then I can get this $50 Amazon gift card to you electronically, and you can purchase whatever you want, whether it's color related or not. But who doesn't like getting new coloring things, whether it's books or supplies? So if you do get coloring supplies, you're going to have to let me know, girl, what you got. I mean, I'm going to want to know. So again, the winner is Amanda Greenholtz, and congratulations again. Yay. All right. So, all right, the giveaway is over. Let's get back to the color and chat. So I am going to kind of bury the winner, the announcement, in the color and chats also, so that, again, people won't find it and know that there's giveaways on this channel and they won't be watching. So, okay, back to the color and chat. My house. Guess what, folks? I sold my house. I did. That's the good news. The bad news is what their offer was. It was $10,000 less than what I was asking. Plus, they wanted to keep my washer and dryer. That was the one appliance that I was not leaving here. I wanted my washer and dryer because they're awesome. They are both front loaders, and I have the risers underneath. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but they bring the washer and dryer up higher so that you're not bending over when you put your clothes in the washer and in the dryer. Plus, they have great big pull-out drawers that store a lot of crap. Who doesn't need places to store a lot of crap? So yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. That took a little while because the next door neighbor back behind us had to come over and see Bob's new lawnmower. He's got a really nice big riding lawnmower also, and he's got all the attachment. He was out aerating his lawn earlier this spring with the aerator attachment behind, and I'm like, oh, I'll come aerate mine too. My lawn needs to breathe. He was out putting down weed and feed, and which I still have to do with the little push cart, you know, that drops all the weed and feed down. Get rid of some of these weeds. And so yeah, he had to come check out Bob's, and you know, boys and their toys. Of course, we have our toys too, don't we? And that's our coloring books. Our books are our toys. So hopefully, I think he must have left now because Bella's calmed down. If she starts barking again, yeah, it's because he's still out there. But I think she would have still been barking up a storm if he was still there. So anyhow, back to the house. Yes, I sold my house, but yeah, they offered 10,000 less and wanted my washer and dryer. So I told my realtor I cannot accept $10,000 less. I just can't. And I want my washer and dryer. I says, what do you think? I said, I guess, I could always buy new, I guess. But seeing as how I'm getting so much less for the house in the first place, if I could get, I knew I wasn't going to get asking price, but I've already come down $15,000 from where I started. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so yellow here again. I think 15, right? Yeah, 15,000. So they were offering 25,000 less than where I started. And I knew when I started high. But it's what my realtor had suggested. And, I had to periodically lower the asking price. But yeah, when I hit my lowest, they still offered 10,000 less than that. So I met them in the middle, and I asked 5,000 more than what they offered, but yet it was 5,000 less than asking. And stated that I wanted to keep my washer and dryer, and they accepted the counter offer. So my house is sold, but in an ironic twist of fate, we don't have a house to move to. And there's nothing on the market as of, well, I didn't actually look this morning, but there wasn't even anything. I mean, we've been looking here and there. We'll, request a showing and go look at something, but yeah, nothing we really want to put an offer in on. Plus the fact, these people, like I always had, they have a selling contingency. They have to sell their house in Anawa, which is quite a ways away from here, but it's a smaller city and is not a real good housing market right now, but they have a much, much cheaper house than this. So maybe they will sell it relatively fast. I don't know. It is kind of a seller's market yet because of the low interest rates, even with COVID going on. So it's kind of more important than ever to find a house for Bob and I. I did contact my credit union that I needed an updated, and I kept putting this off. I needed an updated pre-approval letter because ours expired last November already. And so I was in contact with them yesterday, and she never called me back. So hopefully we can get that shortly too, because anybody that's bought in a house, you know that you have to have that pre-approval letter before you can even put an offer in on a house. Because of the previous people wanting to put an offer in on the house, they couldn't because their financial institution, whether it was a bank or a credit union, I'm not sure, but they would not give them a pre-approval letter because they weren't working at this time because of COVID. So, I mean, if they were working, I would have already had an offer on the house, and maybe it would have been a better offer than this. I don't know. But, oh well. The reason, another reason why I wanted more is Bob and I have a personal loan, and I really wanted to pay off that personal loan because that would have saved on monthly expenses too by not having that monthly payment. So we would be money ahead also on our monthly payments. But Doesn't look like that's going to happen either. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. One way or another. It seems like every house I look at, and I'm not being that fussy anymore, but there is always some deal breaker. You know, might like the majority of the house, but then it's a one-car garage, you know, and a one-car garage just wouldn't work. You know, whether it be for, you know, to be able to have Bob park in the garage or not, we need somewhere to put lawnmowers and snow blowers, and, you know, we have bikes for the kids here, and just, you know, all the other junk you need storage for. So unless there would be a place for Bob to park over in the driveway so that I would be able to get out. I mean, that doesn't happen very often where he's home and I have to go somewhere, but it's always nice where he can park off to the side like he does here. You know, so if that was the case, a one-car garage, I guess, could be doable. But then there would have to be some sort of shed or something for all the things we need to store. So, I don't know. Got to keep looking, I guess. Or else the kitchen's really, really bad. Or else the living room's really teeny. Or something or another. One house Bob didn't want because it had electric heat rather than, you know, gas, natural gas. And yeah, electric heat costs quite a bit more than natural gas. But I know that that house was completely gutted and redone, so it was absolutely beautiful inside. Oh my gosh. But, you know, the electric furnaces are much cheaper to put in than a gas one. And I'm thinking that's why they did it. Plus the location was not good for us. It was way over on the east side of Wausau, and the streets didn't go all the way through because there was a big company in the middle of one block, so you had to go all the way around. And yeah, it was a pain to get to. And wasn't meant to be. The house itself was beautiful. Nothing real big. It was smaller, but it still had 3 bedrooms and bath and a half, and finished family room downstairs. That was beautiful. That's all I'm looking for. Somewhere for a craft room to go. Would love it if my craft room could be on the main level somehow. Because what I really want is a ranch where all the bedrooms are on the main floor. You know, Bob and I aren't getting any younger. But I especially don't want Bob to have to go up and down steps. If I have to, that's one thing. But, yeah. And it'd be so nice to have laundry on the main level. But again, we don't do laundry that often. Bob does laundry more than I do. Yes, he does his own laundry. I am lucky. I don't have to do laundry that often at all, so I guess to go up and down basement steps wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But again, we're not getting any younger. I know going up and down steps is really good exercise, but... All righty. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to cover. Yes, I do jot down notes here and there. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Oh, one thing I was going to mention. Let me zoom back out. because I had a couple comments down in on a couple of other videos, especially when I did the Mystery Mosaics color and chat. Yeah, a few videos ago, and I did them with the Crayola Super Tips. It was not in this book. It was in a different book. I had mentioned something about the fact that I was going to order the colored pencils from Mindware. The set of 36 exactly matches all the colors that you need in all of these Mystery Mosaic books. And I thought, wouldn't that be awesome to have? Now, typically I do use markers in all of these books, but I thought that'd be kind of neat to have colored pencils that already match them all, that had, each pencil is numbered 1 through 36. It says vibrant, high quality pencils. And when you open them up, I mean, they look nice, don't they? It has a color name. Let me get one out here. Not that one. It's hard to see on that one. Color name, and yeah, that's another thing. They're hard to get out. There's a color name. Didn't I say that 3 times already? And the corresponding number right here. So this is blue, and it's number 17. Oh, how awesome. It says Mindware color by number on the barrel. Do not be fooled. They are not vibrant. They are not high quality. These are the worst pencil that I have ever colored with in my life. They are so much worse than Crayola. I don't know about the Rose Art pencils. I think it's Rose Art, right? Because I've never used those. But this picture in here that I colored, that's the highest vibrancy you can get. And I colored as hard as I could with those pencils. Even I don't have hand problems or wrist problems at all. Even my hand and wrist were sore and tired by the time I got done with this picture. So no, do not buy the pencil set that corresponds with all of these Mystery Mosaic books by Mindware. They are awful, 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 awful pencils. So those may be going to my granddaughter. I don't know. We shall see, but yeah, they're bad. They are bad. Wow. How they can put on the front that they are vibrant, high quality. Boy, you talk about false advertising. They are so bad. See, now this red pen is much better than them other two. Typically, I don't have that big of a problem with Sargent Art. I'm going to just go back over this where I was having such a problem. And we are almost done with this color and chat. I'm just going to finish up this row. Maybe I'll do a couple of the blue, pink, purples, and you can really get an idea of what this pattern's going to look like. I do have some other videos I want to record. Many times I'll do my shorter videos first before I do my color and chat. Like if I have flip through videos or, things like that. This time I decided to do my color and chat first and get the longer video done because I am then, like I said, going to go and sit out back and take something to drink with me. No, not that kind of a drink, although that's not a bad idea either. No, I'll take maybe some green tea. I don't know if the green tea I have is even good anymore. It is unopened, but I'll have to see. Go sit out back with Bella, soak up some sun. Okay, then we did the pink. I love this color pink. I think it is so pretty. So yeah, we'll go around and do some of these. Now if I kind of go out of the line with this pink, I'm not too worried because the purple's going to cover it up anyhow. Whenever you have a darker color, like if black was going around or something, I don't get too concerned if I, I'm kind of in a hurry and I go out the line, outside the lines, because, that darker color will cover it up. Sometimes it may change the shade a little bit of the darker color, so then you try to be more careful, but I don't know if I should do all of these pink ones. Got a little bitty one down there. Don't tell me I'm running out of this too. Can't be that because I didn't bring any spares. Okay, let's go with the purples then. We'll just fill these in then. And yeah, we'll get an idea what this is going to look like. I'm glad I decided to do these little triangles in a different color scheme because I think that looks pretty neat. We'll just do the outside. Then I'll have to come back and do the pinks. Now you can see why I go up and I do them all one direction and then I come back and do the other direction, because otherwise, yeah, you're either flipping the book or you're flipping around your arm. Here on my desk, it's not that bad, but when I'm coloring in my chair, especially if I have a cat on one arm of the chair, it's like, move it, move it. Or Bella likes to curl up next to me on my right side. And she'll curl up on the arm of the chair just like a kitty cat does. Tucks her little paws underneath. I says, you curl up just like a little kitty. I've heard a few of you ask to see Bella, what kind of dog she is. As you can tell, she's small from her little yapper. Yeah, she is a barker. She is a toy Yorkie Pomeranian. So she is kind of small, but she is more Yorkie. You can definitely see the terrier in her much more than Pomeranian. Her Pomeranian part comes out now when her fur gets longer. Because, yeah, she really starts getting fluffy, especially around her neck. So, yeah, right now you can see a little bit of the pom coming out in her. But typically, normally, she looks a lot like Toto from The Wizard of Oz. I've had a number of people say that. She looks like Toto. And Toto was a terrier, so yeah, she's got more terrier, or else she took after, I don't know if the mom was the pom. Mom was the pom. You guys can't even see what I'm doing, so sorry. Or if the dad was the pom, but which one was the terrier and which one was the pom, so not sure who she's taken after, but yeah, she definitely looks more terrier than anything. All right, what do you think, people? So I'm just going to finish this side off camera. I knew I wouldn't get it done on camera, and I don't want to do a second color chat because next weekend I am going to go on down the list. I got to see what my next request was, and I'll be doing that next Saturday. So, well, I thank you for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. And also, thank you to my existing subscribers and for being dedicated to my channel. Well, I don't know about dedicated, but you do click on my videos an awful lot. So a lot of comments. If you ever have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or you can send me an email. Yeah, any questions, if you want any flip-throughs of books, whether it be something I'm showing, or something you know I have, things like that. You ever want any links to anything, just let me know, again, in the comments below. Or, again, you can send me an email. I don't get over to Facebook too often, so if you do send me a message via Facebook Messenger, it may take me a little bit to get back to you, because, yeah, I only get over onto Facebook once, maybe twice a week. So yeah, it may take me a little bit to see that one, especially if I don't see the notification pop up if I'm not by my phone at that time. But yeah, I will eventually see it. But yeah, you're better off just leaving a comment down below or emailing me. So with that, again, congratulations, Amanda. Get a hold of me as soon as you can, and I will get that gift certificate out to you. And yeah, again, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this color and chat, seeing me work in this book with my glitter gel pens. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I put out new videos. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.